Taglay mo ang galing na sigurado.
Kahit saan man mapunta, galing mo ay ipapamala.
Nung ika'y tatak, Eugenio.
Kahit subukin man ang panahon, sabay-sabay pa rin tayong aahon. Dahil kailan may hindi nawawala pagmamahal natin sa isa't isa.
Eugenio, halina't sumabay sa tutugin ng ating tagumpay. So'y nagniningin ng Eugenio magaling. Ikaw at ako, Eugenio tayo. Panahon, oras ay lumilipas. Galing ng Eugenio ay di kumukupas. Panahon, oras ay lumilipas. Galing ng Eugenio ay di kumukupas.
Tulong-tulong abutin mga hangarin natin. Tayo'y handang matuto, kailan may hindi suko. Sa galing ng pamumuno, tayo'y naging buo. Maan man ng maraming taon,
Tayo'y pinagtitibay ng panahon. Kahit tayo ay magkakaiba,
ngunit tayo pa rin ay nagkakaisa.
Eugenio, halina't sumabay sa tutugin ng ating tagumpay. Puso'y nagningning ng Eugenio magaling. Ikaw at ako, Eugenio tayo. Panahon, oras ay lumilipas. Galing ng Eugenio ay di kumukupas. Panahon, oras ay lumilipas. Galing ng Eugenio ay di kumukupas. Eugenio,
Orgulyo Bicolano, mintatak, oragon sa inmandarhon. Daima padaog sa rarok, sa rabay, may paglaong sa gabos. Dahil naman ang gandang tunay na utak na Eugenio. Pag sinabing Eugenio magaling, siguradong titingalain na mamutawi ang pag-ibig sa iyong puso. Pagkat ikaw ay isang tunay na Eugenio.
Ibang klase ang galing-galing ng Eugenio. Kayang pagmalaki kahit kanino. Taas noo sa kabutihan ng iyong puso. Kahit saan man dalhin ang mundo.
Eugenio, halina't sumabay sa tutugin ng ating tagumpay. Puso'y nagningning ng Eugenio magaling. Ikaw at Eugenio tayo.
Lupa ay nilalalik ng mga awitin, lahat na paiindak, sasaya ng himig. Kay sarap ng buhay na inaalay sa pasasalamat at pagpupugay. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit, kay
Bawat
Sumasayaw ang langit habang lupa'y umaawi. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Sumasayaw ang langit habang lupa'y umaawi. Ilog ng mga ulap, hinipan ng hangin, uni ng mga ibon, naglalakbay sa pawid. Kay sarap mabuhay, sa ilalim ng nag-iisang mundong makulay. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit, kay aming dahilan upang mag-iwang tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan.
Facebook Live na official Facebook page ng Bicol University. At ito, ang JMR-IGD, 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovations, and development, organized by the PHDPA 316 students of JMR-IGD in celebration with the 6th year founding anniversary of the Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. Once again, I am Flor J. Naval Medina at ako po ang inyong makakasama sa ating short program or almost 1 hour na programa dito sa ating live. At syempre, alam naman po natin kung sino-sino po ang ating mga makakasama for this afternoon. Syempre, ang ating Attorney Lenny G. Robredo, the former Vice President of the Philippines and the Angat Buhay Chairperson. Makakasama po natin live ang ating City Mayor of Pasig City, Metro Manila, Honorable Vico Soto. At syempre, ang ating pinakabagong presidente ng Bicol University, the 9th BU President, SUC4 President, not other than Dr. Of the university. I just want to remind all of our participants to kindly mute yourselves para at least tayo po ay magkakaintindihan sa ating programa. For the All right, there you go. So once again, good afternoon everyone. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, ay kahapon po sa 2 days ng ating tinatawag na Robredo Day, kahapon po ay nagkaroon ng parada. Pagkatapos po ng parade, ito po ay sinundan ng ating banal na misa sa Bulwagan. At pagkatapos ito, ang opening program na pinangunahan po ng ating mahal na dalito Noemi, at syempre si Baby Boy Benjamin de la Peña de Brest III. At syempre, ang pinaka-highlight din po ng programa kahapon, ang turnover ng ating mga libro na i-donate dito sa ating institution na ibinahagi naman natin sa ating mga partner institution at community, lalong-lalo na sa Barangay Bagong Bayan, Daraga, Albay. So once again, dahil nakamute tayo kanina, I just want to welcome everyone sa ating JMR-IGD 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovation, and development, organized by the PA 316 students of JMR-IGD. Magpapakilala muna po ako sa inyo lahat. I am Flor J. Dina. Ngayong hapong ito ay natin po sa ating po Pasig City, Vico Soto, na live po natin makakasama dito sa ating Zoom video conference. Siyempre, ang mga mensahe po ng mga sumusunod, ang ating pinakabagong Pangulo ng Bicol University, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin de la Peña de Brest III. Siyempre, ang Dean ng BU Graduate School, Dr. Herbert Bupeto Rosana, at ang Director ng BU GMR IGD na si Dr. Noemi Lobrigo Ibo. Now, at this juncture, di ko na po patatagalin pa. Let's start our program formally for this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, ito po yung ating mga attendance and evaluation link. Mamaya po, ipapakita ulit natin yan para po sa lahat ng mga students natin, lalo na dito sa JMR IGD for the attendance and evaluation link para sa inyong mga certificate of participation. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to our of the Philippines.
Ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Our Heavenly Father, we offer you our thanksgiving. We thank you for everyone gathered here today to walk with your blessings and guidance so that the activities set for this undertaking be successful. We ask you to open our eyes to see the wonderful things from this activity. We ask that you open our ears
Hanap ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyat ka ng magiting. Sa manlulupig, di ka pasisili. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mabaga. May nilagang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Pag-islap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nanininig. Ang bituin na taraw niya, kailan pang mali magdidilim. Lupa ng harangan, bakit pagsinta mo'y langit sa piling ko. Aming ligaya na pamay mga pirang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
And now at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, to give us the welcome inspirational remarks or message, may we have now the beloved and ever dynamic BU JMR IGD Director, none other than Dr. Magandang hapon.
Thank you very much, Lord. To our distinguished guests of honor, Attorney Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, the former Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines and Chairperson of Angat Buhay, Honorable Victor Maria Regis Soto, the local Chief Executive of Pasig City, Bicol University President, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres III, other officials of Bicol University, faculty members, students, support staff, the Bicol University Graduate School Dean, Dr. Herbert Rosana, to my BUJMR IGD family, that includes the 336 students of the Bachelor of Public Administration and the 95 graduate students. And of course, to the 8 PhD convener, to our viewers via Zoom conference and BUFB page. Friends, Diyos marhay na hapon. Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Welcome to our webinar with the theme Bicol University Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development, 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovations, and development. Just a brief background of how the BUJMRIGD was born. 16 days after the unexpected death of the former DILG Secretary, Jesse Manalastas Robredo, in August 18, 2012, the Bicol University Graduate School, by virtue of Board of Regents Resolution number 40, Series of 2012, September 3, renamed the Institute of Local Governance, or the ILG, into Bicol University Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Local Governance. 6 years thereafter, by virtue of the Board of Regents Resolution number 142, Series of 2017, March 17, again to be exact, the Institute was reorganized and renamed into Bicol University Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development, now the emerging BUJMRIGD, as a tribute to his legacy and invaluable contribution as consultant and affiliate faculty member of the BU Graduate School, and also his legacies of good governance and chinelas leadership. Inspired by his legacies, the Institute now takes pride in initiatives to strengthen performance, transparency, and accountability in governance system. The Institute has had its fair share of achievements as well as challenges, especially during the last couple of years when the pandemic happened. But it has proven its resilience and commitment as change agents of the communities in the region and the country. And therefore, today, March 17, on its momentous 6th founding anniversary, let us reflect on all that the Institute has achieved together and all that is still left to be done. Let us recommit to our mission, which is undeniably more relevant today than ever before. It has always been our dream to live in a strongly rooted society as we build our preferred futures, which will happen by practicing good governance. And so the 8 PhD public administration students thought of adding value and meaning to our celebration by having 2 of our public servants who are known to be exemplars of good governance. At kami naman po ay pinalad dahil kami ay napagbigyan ng aming kahilingan na sila ay maging panauhing pandangal sa araw na ito. Truly, our hearts are full because of their valued virtual presence on our 6th founding anniversary. Attorney Lenny Robredo and Mayor Vico Soto, you simply made our celebration extra special. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Before I end my welcome message, please allow me to leave with you this quote from Rohini Nelekani, an Indian philanthropist, and I quote, "We cannot be mere consumers of good governance. We must be participants. We must be co-creators," unquote. And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, my warmest welcome to all of you to our webinar. And thank you. May God bless us all.
Thank you so much to the director of the Bicol University, Jessie M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. So let's give Ma'am Noynes a big round of a virtual clap, everyone. Thank you so much. So once again, maraming salamat po, Ma'am Noynes, sa iyong napakagandang mensahe for this afternoon. Now, let's proceed with the acknowledgement of our guests and participants. By my classmate, we have Miss Charlene Joy Millena. Ma'am, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being with us today, may it be personal or virtual in attendance. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our honored guests, our dynamic University President, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres III, our Graduate School Dean, Dr. Herbert Rosana, and our Director, Dr. Noemi Ibo. Our valued speakers for today, Attorney Lenny Robredo and Mayor Vico Soto, friends, alumni, colleagues, good afternoon. I welcome you all in today's commemoration of our Institute's 6th-year anniversary. Today, we celebrate 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovations, and development. Let this be a time for all of us to reflect on all that the Institute has achieved and all that is still left to do. Thank you and good day to everyone.
Thank you so much once again to our none other than my classmate, Miss Charlene Millena. Now let's proceed with the message of our very own, the President of Bicol University, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin de la Peña Nebres III. Please watch this.
To the dynamic Dean of Jessie M. Robredo Institute of Governance Development, Dr. Noemi Ibo, together with the Associate Director, faculty, students, friends, and guests, isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. This is a day of many firsts. Your institute is the first unit in Bicol University that I will be virtually addressing as your new president. This is also the first time for me to give an inspirational message as BU president. It is most fitting to start the first week of my presidency by addressing the unit in Bicol University that we consider as a citadel of good governance. My vision, after all, speaks of a university for humanity, one that transcends mere governance in a transformative leadership that transforms ordinary leadership into productive scholarship, something that speaks of collaborative service through shared stewardship. Above all, creating a formative and distinctive BUNU character. All this towards building viable and sustainable societies. Allow me then to express my great desire to imbibe the spirit of my vision to your views and practices, that it becomes integral in educating the Bicolano scholars on good governance and development. Like all vision, it is a seed that we intend to plant and nurture through our collective efforts as one Bicol University family. With this vision, I would like each of us to appreciate that we can do for each other that would redound to doing what's best for Bicol University. My vision of a university for humanity is rooted on appreciation of human values and of the unique ability of the human spirit to express itself in various forms that can be fully utilized to build sustainable societies. Only when are fully actualized and capacitated as individuals can we collectively act as a group to generate best practices and turn these into innovative measures and mechanisms for human and social development. It is my great dream to see a Bicol University where BUNUs can truly see their places as thriving productive scholars by widening the scope of our academic programs and offerings, making this relevant through a thorough review based on what our partner industries are seeking. With this, we will be able to produce graduates that not only can fit into the system of existing industries, but also more importantly, create and build their own niches in the various fields and industries as innovators. Admittedly, the previous administration have set the foundation of a future-proof Bicol University. However, there are still many roads to take and miles to go before we can finally conquer our dream of the SUC leveling. Going up the ladder of achievement for SUC leveling is not just an option. It is a decision if we want to continually be recognized as the premier state university in the Bicol region. This can only be possible if we ensure institutional stability through developing a substantial mass of leaders ready to take on the challenge of transformative leadership. Potential leaders need to be developed, trained, and given the opportunity to be an understudy to join us in our vision. Tandaan natin, sa bawat laro, kailangan malalim, malawak, at mahusay ang bench. Para kapag nariyan na ang opportunity para maglaro at magpakitang gilas, handa na sila. They will be willing and ready to serve. Nevertheless, good governance is not just about transformative leadership as much as it is collective and shared service. Maaring willing, maaring ready, pero hindi naman pala game makisabay sa iba. Hindi rin naman pwede yun. Collaborative service as part of my vision simply means the willingness to set aside the individual differences or the utilization of the individual differences to create a synergy of ready and competent people with a heart and determination to serve a greater dream beyond their self-interest. Those that can temper their individuality and subsume it for greater good of the majority. My dear Bicol University family, BUenos, to dream of forming the distinctive character of the BU Scholar is to ensure that all of us get the proper mindset that what we study and the education that our faculty places on each of you will make each of us a better version of ourselves. We want the Office of Student Affairs and Services to intensify their efforts on ensuring that the programs set for the welfare of our students must encompass their formation. This means developing and enhancing psychosocial and spiritual services towards building and sustaining thriving interfaith communities for personnel and students. The previous administration has already laid the foundation for this, which resulted in the availability of regular spiritual services for us. We only have to ensure that the interfaith aspect is strengthened and sustained. All this will definitely ensure that the Bicol University community will be a viable, thriving, and sustainable environment grounded on the collective spirit of shared service, productive scholarship, and transformative leadership towards its vision of a university for humanity. Ikaw, ako, kayo, tayo ang Bicol University. Join me as we nurture a Bicol University of the people, for the people, and by the people. The best always starts with you. Because BU is you. Maraming salamat sa isang biyaya ng pagsisilbi sa inyo at sa Bicol University.
Once again, thank you so much to our BU President, none other than Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin D. Nebres III. Maraming salamat po, Sir BB. for that wonderful message for everyone, for every BUNO, and for the community of the JMR IGD. Now, at this juncture, let's now proceed to our very first guest of honor ngayong hapong ito. Now, to introduce, may I now request Ms. Rachel Ong. Ma'am, good afternoon.
It is a great privilege to introduce our guest of honor and resource speaker this afternoon. I know this one is difficult, but the thought that she is a woman of virtue and simplicity, she is probably a living inspiration to the young ones. She is a wife, a mother, and a development worker. She is also a Filipino lawyer. As a human rights lawyer, she dedicated her life to public service, representing those who have no means of defending themselves. Months after the death of her husband, Secretary Jesse M. Robredo in 2012, she urged by the people of the 3rd District of Kamsur to run as their representative. She ran and won the congressional seat in 2013 by a landslide. She served for 1 term as district representative. And ultimately, she of the Philippines from 2016 to 2022. Having spent almost her entire career as a public servant, she has satisfactory experiences and initiatives on improving governance systems, which is beneficial to us. She spearheaded her flagship anti-poverty program, Angat Buhay Foundation Incorporated, which aims to continue the anti-poverty programs that focuses on 4 key areas: health, education, food security, and disaster risk response. It was during her leadership as the Vice President of the Philippines that her office has granted an unqualified opinion by the Commission on Audit for 4 straight years, from 2018 to 2021, and that is the highest audit rating from the COA. She is an award-winning professional, gaining an honorary Outstanding Woman Award of the Year She was as the most influential Filipino woman by Filipino Women's Network. A pink revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our very own Attorney Maria Leonor Herona Robredo.
My warmest greetings to all of you at the Bicol University Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. In your 6th year, allow me to extend once again our family's sincerest thanks for all the work that you do. You help us keep his memory alive. But more importantly, you uphold good governance and the kind of leadership he always aspired for: empathetic, empowering, ethical. Your institution is a home for the hopes of our nation. Throughout his years in office, Jesse was always aware of his true purpose as the keeper of the public's trust, that he was there not to lord over others, nor to take advantage of the many privileges of power. He lived as a servant leader through and through, with a keen eye on the people's most pressing needs, a listening ear that lent him compassion, and the kind of relentlessness drove his eagerness to make sure that progress is felt by all. Many have said time and again that Jesse was one of a kind. In many instances, I tend to agree. But over time, given my own experiences as a public servant, I have come to realize that he did not have to stay one of his own kind, that there have been other servant leaders alongside him, whether in elected positions or toiling as part of the bureaucracy. and that there are more who have chosen to follow such an example, to uphold the values, work ethic, determination, and heart that he shared through the way he lived and served. As an institution, this is the role you have embraced, to hone the guardians of our government and our nation, to ensure that more of them lead with empathy, to teach them to channel their passions into building not only their own strength, but those of their communities and the people they serve. This is difficult, back-breaking work, but absolutely necessary in our quest to make Bicol and the Philippines a truly inclusive and empowered nation. On behalf of my and Jessie's daughters and our entire family, Diyos mabalo sa Indo for taking this challenge to heart. May you have a fruitful celebration. Mabuhay po Kamugabos.
Once again, there have it, the message of our none other than one of the guests of honor for this afternoon, Attorney Maria Lenore Lenny Herona Robredo. Maraming salamat po, ma'am. So without further ado, we will now proceed with our live guest of honor. Siyempre, di ko muna ipapakilala because to introduce our second guest of honor live dito sa ating Zoom, may I now request Ms. Sheila Desuyo. Ma'am, good afternoon.
Good day, everyone. Our next guest of honor is a celebration of the 6th founding anniversary of BU Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. Was the youngest city councilor in Pasig and then became the youngest mayor in Metro Manila. He has film and stage light in his blood. Both his parents are award-winning performers in film and in television. He attended Brent International School for most of his grade school and high school. He graduated from the Ateneo de Manila University in 2011 with a degree of Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science. He later pursued a Master of Arts in Public Management in the Ateneo School of Government and graduated in 2018. He taught at a local university before he filed for his candidacy as mayor. In 2018, he received the prestigious Young Southeast Asian Leadership Initiative Professional Fellowship Award. He did his professional residency at the Iowa Public Information Board as part of the fellowship. His leadership and transparency initiative have also received accolades internationally, having been named as one of the 12 global anti-corrupt champions by the United States Department of State in February 2021. For the second consecutive year, Tatler Asia magazine honored him as one of Asia's most influential leaders of 2022. Citing his servant leadership and commitment to good governance as the youngest elected chief executive of the city. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Honorable Mayor Victor Maria Regis Vico Nobla Soto.
Okay, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat kay Sheila sa napakagandang introduction sa akin. Una po sa lahat, nais kong batiin ang Bicol University Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. Happy 6th anniversary. Congratulations po. We really look up to you and to everything that you are doing, especially to promote good governance in our country. Hindi po biro yung ginagawa ninyo, ginagawa natin sa pagsulong sa mabuting pag-gobyerno sa ating bansa, lalo na't ang daming problema, at karamihan sa mga problema natin, hindi lang naman yung nakikita natin sa balita, hindi lang naman yung madalas mapag-usapan, kundi ang totoo niyan, yun na lang yung mga, kumbaga, yun na lang yung fruits eh. Kumbaga, yung ugat, yan yung mga institutionalized, deeply rooted problems. These are, it's a part of our culture, the issues and things like corruption, talagang deeply rooted. So hindi biro yung ginagawa natin. Whether you're in the academe or you're a practitioner in government, such as myself, your local government, the people in national government, kanya-kanya tayong papel, kanya-kanya tayong trabaho, but hopefully we will continue working together. I was giving 10 to 15 minutes to speak, which is I guess a very short time to talk about good governance. So hindi po masyadong detalyado ang aking kundi mas more of konting kwento lang kung okay lang po sa inyo at pagbati again sa 6th anniversary po ninyo. Inaanyayahan ko po ang bawat isa na magbukas ng video para makita ko naman ng mga magaganda at pogi ninyong mga muka. Kung okay lang naman po at kung komportable po kayo. Actually, pag Zoom, talagang rene-request ko lagi na mag-on ng video para at least pag medyo inaantok na kayo at pumipikit na yung mga mata ninyo, pwede kong lakasan yung boses ko para magising po kayo ulit. Ayan. Nagbukas. Maraming salamat po. I first entered government maybe 2012 or 2013, just like many of you, young, idealistic, entered to government. Ang unang sumalubong sa akin, well, alam naman po siguro natin, yung mga problema, nakita yung corruption, na totoo pala yung sinasabi na corruption. At hindi lang pala kung ano yung sinasabi, mas malala pa pala kaysa dun sa sinasabi. Na, yung totoo pala na may mga kickback pag sa mga government project at tawag pa nga nila Standard Operating Procedure, SOP. Yung standard, hindi yung tamang proseso, hindi yung standard, yung lagayan o yung kickback. These are the realities. And after 2 years in government, after my first job, I took a step back. I resigned, and luckily, I worked for a civil society organization, Government Watch and Political Democracy and Reforms. And I feel that really changed my perspective. And more than changing my perspective, it gave me the tools, it gave me the grounding that I needed in order to be an advocate of good governance later on in my career. And I sincerely feel that if I had not had that opportunity to work with civil society, work with government monitoring groups, work with even people from your institution is named after former Secretary and Mayor Jesse Robredo. I worked with a lot of people who worked with him. They taught me about people's participation in governance, one of the pillars of good governance. They taught me about the People's Council and how to do government monitoring, and procurement and projects, etc. Again, we don't have time to be too detailed, but I feel that this really help to ground me and to give me the necessary tools and experience. So, ang ibig ko lang po sabihin, yung credit dito, hindi sa akin. Yes, syempre, I believe in myself and I believe that kahit papano may nagagawa akong maganda, hindi man perfecto. But I think maybe sometimes people give me too much credit. Kasi kung ano yung produkto na nakikita na ako yun ngayon, hindi yan dahil sa galing ko lang. Hindi yan galing sa talino ko lang. And in my 10 or so years working in government, the Vice President Lenny earlier mentioned, even maraming magagaling sa gobyerno, maraming mga tapat sa gobyerno. Hindi lang yun yung naha-highlight, pero marami na akong nakatrabaho na yung iba tahimik lang, yung iba behind the scenes, appointed, elected, gaya nga ng sabi kanina, iba-ibang posisyon, iba-ibang opisina, maraming matitino. And even with not necessarily in government itself, mga NGO workers working with government, engaging government from civil society, even students from the academe, maraming maayos sa ating bansa, maraming advocates, and not just advocates, but people who practice the tenets of good governance. But but you know what? I always say this, especially when I talk to young people. I see we have a lot of students here with us today. I always say this: yung nakikita ko sa experience ko, 10 plus years, I've seen a lot of good people. I've also seen a lot of evil people or corrupt people. But the bulk of people that I've worked with and that I've seen, that I've experienced and witnessed, hindi siya actually dun sa extremes eh. even people that I see who maybe sometimes doing the wrong thing or minsan may mga practices na questionable. Alam niyo, yung pinakamalungkot na, for me personally, and you can agree or disagree, but for me, the saddest thing that I've seen in government, hindi nga yung corruption mismo eh. Hindi yung masamang practice. Nakakagalit yun, gusto natin baguhin yun, pero hindi yun yung pinakamalungkot. That's not the saddest thing for me. The saddest thing for me that I've witnessed is when people with good intentions, good motives, mababait na tao, they enter government or government work. Good people, honest people, they enter government and they do the wrong thing anyway. I've had friends, without mentioning any names, people I've known since I was a kid. Yung iba, sabi ko, without mentioning names, kunyari na lang, Tom yung pangalan niya. Nakita ko si Tom kasi nandito sa tabi ko. And kunyari si Tom, isang kaibigan ko, kababata ko. Alam ko, mas mabait yan sa akin eh. Nung bata kami, mas mabait yan eh. Mas mataas grades niyan. Mabuting ama, mabuting anak, mabuting kapatid, mabuting kaibigan. Pero nung pumasok sa gobyerno, tumatanggap ng SOP. Pumasok sa gobyerno, nagluluto rin ng bidding, hindi maayos na procurement. In other words, engage with corrupt practices. So, minsan napapaisip ako, ba't ganun? Mababait na tao, maayos na tao, ano kaya yung pagkakaiba? Kasi meron din naman na throughout their careers, talagang maayos. So, naisip ko, ano yung difference? And again, 10 years of experience, maybe not the most. There, even here in this Zoom meeting, a lot of people here have more experience than I have. But what I've really seen, the difference between those with people with good intentions, the difference between those who stay in the right path, quote unquote, and those na medyo lumihis o nagkamali or eventually do corrupt things anyway, nakakain ng sistema, in other words, the difference is two main things. Una, yung mga tao na nanatili sa tamang landas, people who stayed in the right path, they were prepared before they entered the battle. Ibig sabihin, bago tumalon sa dagat, sa gitna ng dagat, nag-aral muna paano lumangoy. Pangalawa, so naghanda. Pangalawa, and yung preparation na yan, theoretical, academic, but also gaining good experience, getting the right experience. Just like what I mentioned earlier with my work with civil society, that was really a big thing for me and it changed how kung di ko nagawa yun, malamang naging corrupt din ako. I think that's true. So getting the right experience, being prepared, number one. Number two is realizing that we can't do this by ourselves. Kahit anong galing mo, kahit anong talino mo, kahit gaano ka kahanda, kung ikaw lang mag-isa ang lalaban, kakainin ka pa rin ng sistema. And that's something that I remind myself all the time. Na kahit sabihin, ako, believe ako sa sarili ko, magaling ako, talino ako, pero kung ako lang mag-isa to, hindi ko kakayanin to, kakainin ako ng sistema. Kasi mas malaki yun kaysa sa akin. So I need people with me. I need people who will ground me. I need people who will keep me humble. I need people who will keep me accountable. One of the most important things. People who will tell me, "Uy, Biko, di ba dati na pag-usapan natin, hindi natin gagawin yan pag pumasok tayo sa gobyerno?" I need people who will remind me of those things. I need people who will keep me grounded, keep me accountable. People with the same or at least similar principles, values, and beliefs. And if we do that, I believe in those two, being prepared and being grounded, having that network of people who will ground you. I strongly believe that, especially I'm talking to the students right now, yung mga estudyante po natin, I believe that you're in the right direction. As students of the Institute of Good Governance and Development, I believe that you're in the right direction, and I hope that we as future government workers, again, not everyone's going to work in government. The journey ahead is hard. If we are serious about pushing for good governance, if we are serious for a better future for our country, strengthening institutions of transparency, participation, accountability, and governance. It's going to start with us. It's going to start with us being prepared, making sure that we have the right network of people, that we will stay grounded no matter what position we end up in, whether it's in the private sector, public sector. And my favorite analogy is that of a giant wheel. It's very frustrating. Kahit anong opisinang pasukan ninyo sa gobyerno, you will be frustrated at one point, whether it's LGU or GOCC or kahit private sector. It's going to be very frustrating. It will be very, very frustrating. But if we keep that end vision in mind, we keep, we keep grounded. My favorite analogy, and I'll end with this thought, is like a giant wheel. In giant wheel, nasa 8th floor ako ng gusali ngayon. Sa 8th floor po ako ng City Hall, dito opisina ko. Imagine there's a giant wheel that's 8 stories big. Ganun kalaki, kasing laki ng City Hall namin yung giant wheel. Kung mag-isa ka lang and you start pushing, that wheel is not going to move. If we want to effect change and we're by ourselves, no matter how good, how strong, how smart you are, nothing is going to happen. But you start moving the giant wheel, maybe someone will join you or maybe you will join someone else. You start to think of strategies. Baka dapat dito i-apply yung pressure. Maybe we can add a pulley here or a lever here. You start to strategize. Hindi bara-bara, but strategizing. Maybe that wheel eventually will move 1 inch. Frustrating pa rin kasi grabe, nagpakapagod ka na. 1 inch lang yung ginalaw. Kailangan dun mo siya dalhin. But it starts to move 1 inch, and when it starts to move 1 inch, people say, ay, posible pala. Akala namin, 30 years na kami nagtatrabaho dito, akala namin, di na talaga pwede magpakilala ng pagbabago dito. Pero napagalaw nyo ng 1 inch. Sige nga, subukan natin. And maybe more people will join you. Maybe there will be an engineer who will join you, will introduce a better strategy. Na, oy, sige, ito gawin natin. And eventually, it will start to move a little bit, a little bit, a little bit faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Until such a time that the wheel already reaches enough momentum, it gains enough momentum that it starts to roll. Yung changes na gusto nating makita sa bayan natin, yan na, nakikita na natin unti-unti. Babagal, pero yan, bumibilis na, bumibilis na. And it will actually reach a point that that giant wheel is moving so fast that it will become the opposite. If you try to stop it, you won't be able to stop it anymore because it has enough momentum. And you might even be crushed if you try to stop that giant wheel from moving. And so wherever we are in our advocacy, pushing for good governance, nasan man tayo sa laban na ito, hindi magiging madali. Many times it will feel that that wheel is not moving. Bakit ganun? Lahat ginawa ko na, hindi pa rin umaandar. Wala naman nangyayari. But let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep being prepared. Let's keep studying, keep gaining more experience, keep networking with people, keep aligning ourselves with people, the same principles, values, and beliefs. And eventually, we will see a Philippines. We will see a country. Makikita natin na ang bayan natin, ang normal na, hindi yung corruption, kung hindi good governance. Again, to the Bicol University, Jesse M. Robredo, Institute of Good Governance and Development, to all your school officials, teachers, faculty and staff, to your students, congratulations. Happy 6th anniversary. Let's continue to push for good governance together. Maraming salamat po.
There have it, ladies and gentlemen, our Honorable Mayor Vico Soto of Pasig City. Mayor, meron lamang pong 5 katanungan, strictly 5 question yung ating mga students. So pasensya na po, Mayor, pero I think you are ready to answer this question. But before anything else, bigyan mo na natin ng virtual clap si Mayor, please, sa ating mga students ng JMR-IGD. Mayor, may nagpapa-request nga dito na baka po sa July 6 ay pwede kayo maging guest of honor namin sa recognition. But anyway, we will follow the process. Magle-letter po kami sa'yo. But anyway, ito na. Opo, let's start na po, Mayor, sa ating first question by Mr. John Morilla. John, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. Just marahing na hapon sa Indogabos. I am John Mark N. Morilla, a fourth-year public administration student from Bicol University, Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. We all know that Pasig City is one of the most competitive local government unit in our country because of its very own mayor, Honorable Vico Soto. Last November 2022, we were able to visit the Pasig City Hall, and that is one of the best experience as a future public servant to be able to witness how their local government unit works. As far as I can remember, during our academic visit, Pasig City is known for its best practices, especially to its top 5 priority agenda. Kalusugang pangkalahatan, pabuhay para sa mapanlahok at maunlad na pamayanan, edukasyon para sa bawat Pasigenyo, maagap na serbisyo at tapat at masinop na pamamahala. So because of these initiatives, Pasig City is known as a local government unit that embodies the characteristics of good governance. So my question po, Mayor Vico, is that what do you think are the attributes for good governance that an individual should possess?
Okay, that an individual should possess. Kasi di ba sabi ng mga scholars or experts, 3 pillars of good governance: transparency, participation, and accountability. Of course, it can be defined in so many ways. So if we're as in the individual level, ano ba yung mga tools, ano ba yung pagkatao na kailangan meron ako para isulong yung transparency, participation, and accountability. And I could mention a lot of things. I could mention excellence. I could mention a bunch of different values. But I guess the number one thing would be integrity. And maybe, again, a lot of definitions for integrity. But I guess a simple one would be what you do and how you are when no one is looking. Kung sino ka ba talaga. Talaga bang naniniwala ka sa transparency or catchphrase lang yan? Talaga bang naglilinis tayo ng gobyerno? Nililinis ba talaga natin yung procurement? O press release lang ba yan? So integrity is how we are, who we are when no one is watching. And that's very important if we want to be true advocates of good governance.
Wow, thank you so much po, Mayor.
Thank you, John. Salamat din sa pagbisita dito.
Thank you so much po, Mayor. So another question po, Mayor, if papayagan niyo pa po ako.
Kung okay lang po sa host.
Yes. Second question, please. Thank you.
So my follow-up question is that what are the important characteristics of good governance that should be developed?
Well, a lot of it is institution building. But again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, transparency, participation, and accountability. But these things don't just happen overnight. Just like we see in the Jesse Robredo model, pag tinignan natin, Naga City People's Council, good model, recognized internationally as a practice for good governance and people's participation. But if we study it carefully, that happened during the 3rd term of the mayor then. So hindi yun bigla na lang nangyari. Tinrabaho yun, pinagsikapan yun. And in other words, to be more technical about it, we have to lay the groundwork and institutionalize. We have to make sure that the reforms that we introduce are not centered on a Mayor Vico or this leader. Minsan masyado tayong leader-centric eh. Importante ang leaders, pero minsan masyadong dun tayo nakafocus. Mas importante, kaysa dun sa leader, yung pag-institutionalize. So halimbawa, kami dito, inusubukan namin linisin yung procurement kasi yan yung pinakamalaking korupsyon sa gobyerno. Diyan nangyayari yun. So, paano namin gagawin? Okay, number 1, hindi ako tatanggap. Ako mismo, wala. But, kung yun lang yung reform ko, di pagtapos na yung term ko, balik na rin yan ulit sa dati. Ganun na ulit. Walang pagbabagong nangyari. It's very short term. Walang kwenta yun. So, what we have to do is improve our bids and awards committee. We institutionalize and rationalize our procurement management office. We train a lot of staff, hindi lang isa o dalawa. We invite CSO observers in our procurement proceedings. We make sure that we have the tools, the technology, and the mechanisms for publishing everything properly, going beyond what is required. And hopefully those things, hindi nakasentro yun sa akin. Yung iba, hindi ko na nga alam. Talagang nagtatrabaho na lang sila. Hindi ko na alam yung detalye. But these are the things that will continue even after my term. And so that's what's more important.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. John Morilla. Let's proceed from the college student now to the graduate student. From PHDPA, we have Miss Sheila Disuyo, ma'am. Good afternoon again.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mayor. So I am an admirer on how you with your leadership, indeed. So to most of the politicians is always saying that change is coming, but to you, change is happening. And we really do admire with you regarding that. And for my question, what is the best practice in Pasig City that you can share with other developing city here, particularly here in Bicol region, in eradicating corruption? Thank you.
Okay. But medyo na banggit ko na ng konti, ano, and I could talk about this for hours. Itong topic na to talagang madugo eh. Kung pwede lang ikwento ko sa inyo yung mga pagsubok na pinagdaanan namin dito, yung gera na dinaanan namin dito para maglinis ng procurement. Kasi isipin nyo, ganito na lang. Pasig City, medyo mayaman na lungsod. Ano, yun naman yung totoo. Ang budget nung pumasok ako kada taon nasa mga 10 billion pesos. Malaki. Pero isipin nyo, sa 10 billion pesos na yun, nasa mga kalahati niyan infrastructure projects, whether infra projects. Ang tinatawag na SOP is institutionalized kickback. Alam natin bawal, alam natin mali, pero kahit saan kayo pumunta sa Pilipinas, at marami nagagalit sa akin kasi lagi kong sinasabi ito, pero naniniwala ako kung gusto nating matigil, kailangan pag-usapan natin eh. Okay lang, magalit sila sa akin, pero pag-usapan natin. Isipin nyo kung 20% yung, and in some places it's more than 20%. Yan yung matic cash bibigay ng contractor sa politiko at kung sino yung nasa nila SOP. Isipin mo, 5 billion pesos per year ang infra projects. 20% goes to SOP or kickbacks. Doon pa lang yung minimum na pupunta sa korupsyon, 1 billion pesos per year. Pasig LGU pa lang yan. Ganun kalala yung sistema natin. Ganyan kahirap. And isipin nyo rin, yung 1 billion pesos na yan, so may biglang nagkaroon ng bagong mayor, sabi, pabaguhin natin to, lalabanan natin to. 1 billion pesos, people have done bad things for much less. May pumapatay para sa 500, di ba? So ano pa kaya yung 1 billion pesos? So it's really important that we're strategic. It's important that every move that we make is calculated nasan si Sheila? Nakalimutan ko kung ano actually yung tanong mo, ano, pero hindi ko alam kung hindi ko alam kung nasagot ko. But you know, I could talk about this for a really long time, but siguro ang pinaka-importanting punto ko rito is it's important for us to be strategic. And to answer ko, yung one thing, it would be that yung paglilinis ng procurement system namin.
Thank you so much, Mayor. So now let's proceed to the second to the last question from our faculty of the JMR IGD. And we have here Dr. Cynthia Mendoza. Doc, magandang hapon po. Doc Cynthia, good afternoon.
Parang wala.
So while we are waiting, Mayor, para kay Doc Cynthia, let's proceed muna kay Ma'am Noemi, ang aming director ng JMR IGD. And kung matatandaan niyo po, Mayor, bumisita sila last November dyan po sa City Hall. Yes. So Ma'am Noemi, good afternoon again.
Yes, thank you, Flord, and good afternoon, Mayor Vico. On behalf of the Robredo Institute, we would like to thank you for sharing your precious time to us here in the JMR IGD. Actually, our students here in the Robredo Institute simply cannot forget the day when you allowed them to enter your office in the Municipal Hall of Pasig City way back in November last year. And that experience will be forever be engraved in their hearts. They always talk about it. And so we also remember what you told us that day, na sabi mo, okay lang ang mangopya, basta naman yung kukopyahin mo ay mga best practices. Do you remember that,
Yes,
Mayor? Okay. So now the question is, what best practice can you share to us, like to ready Pasig City to your preferred futures, like 10 years from now or 15 years from now? Thank you.
Okay. Well, saan ba ako magsisimula? Nabanggit kanina si John yata yung nabanggit ng 5-point agenda namin. So, ano yan, di ba? Sabi nga, dapat naungopya. Hindi naman ito school na bawal mangopya. Pag sa gobyerno at magandang practice ng iba, dapat kopyahin natin. There's no need to reinvent the wheel every single time. Ako, sa lahat ng ginagawa ko, maybe sometimes I get the credit, sometimes people praise me, ganyan. Pero sa totoo, sa 100 bagay na ginawa ko, 99 dyan, hindi naman ako yung nag-invento. Hindi naman, baka more than 99 pa. Baka 100 out of 100 talaga nakuha ko lang sa iba. So, halimbawa, COVID. Nakita namin, may molecular laboratory sa Marikina. Ay, pwede pala gawin ng LGU. Ginawa rin. Contact tracing. Nakita namin, maganda yung app ng Valenzuela. E di, kinausap namin. E di, kinopya na namin. Yun din yung gamit namin. And then, we expand it. So ngayon, yung dating contact tracing app, yun na yung base namin for the Smart City app naman ng LGU na i-roll out na para sa lahat. Nandiyan na rin, may e-payments, RPT payments, business tax payments, pwede nang gamitin yung mga e-wallets like GCash, kakabit na rin, tapos emergency response, lahat nandun na rin. Nakikita rin namin, ay meron din sa Baguio, medyo maganda rin yung so kopyahin rin namin. And hopefully, habang kami ay nangungopya, meron din naman iba na kami naman ang kukopyahin. And it will start a cycle cycle ba ang tamang or a process of replication na dumadami, nag-reproduce yung mga practices of good governance in all sectors. So I could mention so many things. Pero siguro masyado mahaba kung iisa-isahin. Pero halimbawa sa health centers, kung universal healthcare ang natin, ano ba yung mga kailangan? Ano ba yung pag-digitize ng mga health records na hindi kailangan mahal yung paggawa natin? Kundi talagang maayos lang na paggamit ng pera ng taong bayan. But the most important reform I think that we've really introduced are those reforms that have to do with transparency in governance. Kasi ako naniniwala and also HR reform. Kasi ako naniniwala nga minsan masyado tayong bilib sa mga mayor katulad ko eh. Pero ang totoo naman yan, nagtatrabaho yung mga nasa civil service, nasa bureaucracy, pag maayos yung mga tao mo, maayos din yung gagawin. At pag transparent, nagagamit ng tama yung pera, talagang kahit hindi ganun kagaling yung mayor, gaganda yung LGU. So that's I think the two most important. Procurement reform, transparency, and yung ugnayan sa Pasig. I think the students looked at that when they were here. And then second would be HR reform, capacity building, learning and development program, etc. Ayun po, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mayor Vico.
Thank you again, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Mayor, ready na si Doc Cynthia. So
okay.
Doc Cynthia Mendoza, magandang hapon.
Okay.
So Doc Cynthia, good afternoon.
Na-mute po yata ulit. Nag-feedback kasi kanina. Yun.
Ayan. So Doc Cynthia, are we good and ready?
Okay.
The last
Good
question?
afternoon.
Yan, I can hear you po. Good afternoon po.
I have a question regarding governance, and this is my question. What advice can you possibly give to these future public servants who are watching and listening to you right now? Let's say, how to be you, Mayor.
Okay. So, I mentioned it. Yes, thank you, Doc, for that question. Siguro balikan ko ng konti yung sinabi ko kanina na number one, we have to be prepared. Hindi tayo tatalon na lang sa gitna ng dagat, even with good intentions, kung hindi tayo handa. Kailangan paghandaan talaga kung gusto natin. Whether you end up becoming an appointive official or an elected official, o kahit anong trabaho, kahit nga sa private sector, hindi pwedeng basta ka na lang pumasok doon. Kailangan handa po tayo. Kailangan paghandaan. And number 2 would be being grounded and having people in your life that will keep you accountable. Kasi pagpasok natin, yun nga parang tumalon ka sa gitna. Pagpasok mo sa gobyerno, parang tumalon sa gitna ng dagat. Talagang maraming pagsubok, maraming challenge. And when we're from the outside looking in, it seems so easy. Dapat di mo gawin yan, no? Dapat ganito yung gawin. Diba? It's very easy from the armchair. But when you're there, it's a different story. Kung mag-isa lang tayo, talagang imposibleng hindi tayo kainin ng sistema. Kahit anong galing talino ko, kakainin ako ng sistema. Kailangan ko ng mga tao na yung kapareho, similar principles, values, and beliefs. People who will keep me grounded, accountable, and who will also encourage me when I need encouragement as well. Yun po.
Thank you so much once again, Dr.
Thank you
Cynthia.
so much.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. So now, Mayor, let's proceed with the photo opportunities together with our participants. So I think ready na sila to give their best smile for this afternoon together with you. Opo, ang napakaganda ng question ni Ma'am, no, BU. So probably, Mayor, this coming months, ma-invite ka talaga namin dito sa Bicol University, lalo na sa JMR IGD to have the recognition rights soon. So now, I think ready na tayo sa ating photo opportunities. So I think marami tayong mga panels because we have 144 participants. So let's start and keep smiling. We have 3 panels. So let's proceed now with the first panel. 1, 2, and 3, smile. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Smile, everybody. And last panel, 1, 2, and 3. Smile.
All right.
Yes,
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much,
Hopefully,
Mayor.
one day I will be able to visit Bicol University. Medyo hirap lang ako bumiyahe ngayon, but hopefully one day.
Yes po. Maraming salamat. Once again, let's give a virtual clap to our Honorable Mayor.
Thank you.
Soto.
God bless po.
Maraming salamat po, Mayor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with the photo ops. And maraming salamat pa rin po sa pag-antabay natin together with our Mayor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to give us, of course, our closing and another message, may I now request the Dean of the Bicol University Graduate School. We have Dr. Herbert B. Rosana. So, Doc Herbert, magandang hapon po. Okay, so habang hinihintay natin si Doc Herbert, ay ako muna, magpapasalamat muna po ako sa lahat ng ating mga estudyante, lalo-lalo na dito sa Bicol University because napakadami po nating comments at napakadami pong good reactions dito sa ating Facebook Live ng Bicol University, lalo-lalo na po sa Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. And syempre nagpapasalamat din po ako sa suporta ng ating napaka-bait and at the same time mabutihing director po ng Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development sa pagbibigay po sa amin ng permiso na magkaroon ng ganitong klase ng aktibidad when it's celebration of Robredo Day. Ma'am Noims Ibo, maraming salamat. Siyempre sa ating Associate Dean, Sir Alan, thank you. Sa ating mga napakagagaling ng mga faculty members, of course, si Ma'am Eda, Ma'am Sin, si Ma'am Prias, yung ating mga non-teaching personnel dito na nandito live na sumusuporta sa amin na PHJPA 316. We have Sir JR and of course si Ma'am Kat. Ang ating mga estudyante from BPA, MPA, of course, sa ating PHDPA, from BPA, from first year to second year, third year, fourth year, maraming salamat. And sila po ang ating tinatawag na pioneer graduates for this year. So congratulations to our fourth year BPA students. Siyempre, hindi po magiging possible ito without the support of the PHDPA 316 students or my classmates. Namely, we have here Ma'am Sheila Disuyo. We have also Sir Francis Jude Versosa. We have here Sir Christopher Francis Bansuela. We have Mr. Sir Edwin or EA Lumbo. We have Ma'am Richelle Ong na bumiyahe pa all the way from Catanduanes. Also live din po nanonood dito sa Zoom si Sir Baydan Domasig at syempre si Ma'am of course si Ma'am Miliana, Ma'am Charlene Joy Miliana. Maraming salamat po. And sa lahat po na nag-register, thank you so much po sa lahat po na talagang sumuporta at nag-register po sa atin para po dito sa ating programa. And hopefully, for our second wave ay live na po tayo na makakasama natin ang butihing Mayor po ng Pasig na si Mayor Vico Soto. And sa lahat pa rin po na nakatutok sa Facebook Live, maraming salamat po. So hindi ko na po patatagalin pa ang ating programa. I am Flor Jane Naval Medina at live here po dito sa ating Zoom video conference and Facebook Live. Ito po ang ating JMR IGD, 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovation, and development. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed with the Bicol University hymn.
This is the school we wish to sing, of a school to honor and revere, a temple built by man of firmness, a mold for you to walk with pride, for Thee will always be united, although we tread on distant lands, we all shall cherish what You've taught us, that You wholeheartedly gave forth. Bicol University, burning torch of wisdom, fount of courage, hope, and love, seed of truth and light. Bicol University, burning torch of wisdom, fount of courage, hope, and love, seed of truth and light.
And to all of our students, this is the QR code for the attendance and evaluation link for your certificate. Kaya naman po sa lahat ng mga student natin, kindly scan now the QR code na nakikita ninyo. At syempre, for the last message on behalf of everybody, nagpapasalamat din tayo sa ating Bicol University President, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin de la Peña Nebres III for the all-out support sa ganitong klase ng programa namin. And at the same time, maraming salamat po to our Dean of the Bicol University Graduate School, Herbert B. Rosana. So on behalf of him, thank you so much for the support. Siyempre, magpapasalamat din ako sa aking mga sponsors. I would like to thank Hotel Centro Legazpi. Maraming salamat po for the Pika-Pika. And siyempre, maraming salamat din sa Blue Hive para sa speaker and magandang sound system na ipinrovide namin dito sa ating JMR IGD office. And lastly, maraming salamat sa Gensco Advertising for the tarps at sa lahat po ng mga nandito sumusuporta at nagdasal para maging successful ang event na ito. Maraming salamat. So I think binigyan ko na po kayo ng oras at panahon para po dito sa ating QR code. Maraming salamat. At syempre, hindi ko po patatagalin na pasalamatan ang ating CPRO sa pagtulong po sa amin na maging smooth at hassle-free ang ating pag-live stream. Maraming salamat CPRO headed by the ever beautiful Dr. Renelyn Ebrio Bautista. Maraming salamat. So ladies and gentlemen, I think na-scan nyo na, na-copy nyo na yung ating link. So dapat ay magkaroon na tayo ng evaluation ngayon para maibigay din namin a certificate of participation for everyone. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you at magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Happy Robredo Day. This is the JMR IGD 6 years of best practices in educating good governance, innovations, and development. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Bye everyone. See you next year. Ingat!